welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to review and do a tutorial based on the Jeffree Star Morphe collection. I got the entire collection, and yeah, so we're going to review the palette, the brushes, the sponges, and the spray. And if you want to see how I created this look, then just stay tuned. So first off, I have nothing on my face but moisturizer and Farsali Skin Tune Blur. Decided to try that for the first time, so we'll see what that looks like. I don't notice a darn thing. So I have already opened everything, obviously. Usually I work every weekend, so I've been holding off until I have a free day, which is today and tomorrow. Woohoo! So I love the original Morphe setting spray. Like, I love everything about it. I love the mist, I love the scent, I love the staying power. Not a fan. It just has a funky artificial strawberry smell. Like, I want to love this because it's the Morphe setting spray, but I just don't like the scent at all. It's just that fake strawberry. Yeah, I don't know. Porcelain didn't like it either. I will link her video right there. She reviews, she does a look and reviews this. I was kind of hoping it would be kind of like the strawberry shortcake dolls back in the day. Do you remember that scent? Like, I kind of thought he would go that route, but this is so just artificial, like wannabe strawberry, but not. I don't know, not a fan. But the setting spray itself, I love the pink can. I really wanted this to be something that I would love. I almost kind of wished it did not have a scent and it was just the original one in a pink can. So, I don't know. Sorry, I wanted to love that, but moving on. So this is the brush case. It says Morphe x Jeffree Star on it. And it's got Jeffree Star's name written on the little zipper. I could fit all the brushes, the sponge set, and the setting spray and zip it all up. Like, it's perfect for all of that. So if you get it all and you just want to travel with these things, it travels very well, I think. Palettes like this are flat. You can put them in anything. So I feel like traveling, that is perfect. So I ended up getting the sponge trio, which has 2 little minis and 1 full-size sponge, which we are going to use today. I just don't get a lot of use out of the little minis, but it is what it is. I definitely will get use out of this. My beauty blender is on its last leg. I was about to purchase one from Sephora when I decided that I wanted to go ahead and get this one. I was going to purchase the original Jeffree Star Morphe brush set, but it just looked cheesy. I don't know, these look so much better. So I did end up getting the brush set. Here's what they look like. They are just pink handled brushes, and some of these are natural hair and some of these are synthetic hair. Pretty sure the white ones are the natural brushes and the pink ones are the synthetic. I have the brushes pulled up here on my iPad, and I'm just gonna read a little bit about each brush because honestly I don't remember from Jeffree's video. I will link his video right here if you haven't seen it already. Alright, so I'm going to go down the line. So it includes the JS5, which is the Crease Queen brush. This is a natural hair brush. It says get all the details and a new crease on life. The longer bristles allow you to place color in all the right spots and buff out to perfection. Yes, mama. I'm reading exactly what it says on there. So this brush is going to be used right here in the crease. And this is what the brush looks like. The JS6 is the Rule Blender brush. This is also a natural hair brush. Kind of reminds me of the MAC 217 in just the way that it's shaped. Feels like it's longer than the MAC 217. Where's my MAC brush? Yeah, it is much longer. And mine is like funky dirty, but as you can see, it's very similar to the MAC 217. But yeah, it's much skinnier here. And definitely longer. The handle is much fatter on the MAC brush, but they look pretty darn close if you ask me. So this one is the Rule Blender brush. Do what you will with this brush. There are no rules, but it's perfect for carving out chiseled eye looks and knows how to drop bold, opaque color in the blink of an eye. Just saying. So this one, I would find myself using it the same way I would use my 217 in my crease. I could pack it on the lid. I like it. I like it. I needed some new brushes anyway, guys, because mine are like, okay, let's just move on. The JS7 is the Double Trouble brush. I am not a fan of dual-ended brushes, and that's because of the way that I store my brushes. They sit upright in my little brush container, and also I have a cup that has brushes in there, and then I have another little smaller one that has more brushes in there, but they all sit straight up like this. So this one kind of bothers me because I can't cover it, and I can't, there's no way to, like, people like me need something to keep it from hitting. Anyway, whatever, I digress. There are two sides to every story. This double-ended dream knows how to bring the drama. Use the angled end for drawing on brows with your favorite cream products, or use with concealer to brighten up that brow highlight. Turn to the spoolie end to brush out any harsh brow lines, leaving you with soft, natural arches. I really like the way this one feels. It's hard, but it's still soft. I don't have brows, you guys know this. I will link my brow tutorial right here, but I still have something to, like, brush out, so I need another one of these desperately. I needed a really nice fine tip one, and I'm really happy with that one. JS8 is the Drama Crease brush, and it is synthetic, and this is what it looks like. And it says, meet the crease brush that blends the house. Use this babe for stunning creations around the clock. Everyone's going to be talking about this blending action. Big, fluffy blending brush. I love a big blending brush, so we're going to see how that works out later on when I do my look. I'm going to try to use as many of these brushes as I possibly can in my look. The JS9 is the Fluffer crease brush, and it is a natural crease brush. So you have the synthetic one and you have the natural one. It says get ready to fluff it all, because we live for a brush that buffs out and softens color in the crease. Give this tapered hottie a whirl when you're diffusing shades and softening harsh lines. So again, you can buff that into your crease. This one's a little more tapered, so you can really get in there and really, really diffuse that line. This is the JS10 Diva crease brush, and it is synthetic. And it says size matters, Morphe babe. This one is just what you need to handle all the tiny details. Get to the point and cut that crease with precise lines, honey. We're already impressed. This one is going to replace this ratchet one. This one has seen better days. As you can tell, I have, I hope it focuses. I don't know. As you can tell, some of the bristles are missing. It's just, it's not, it's done its time. Bye, sis. You are now my new crease brush, and hopefully I can do a cut crease a lot better with that one, because I'm not the best at a cut crease. So number 11 is the Blunt Packer brush. This is what it looks like, and it is also synthetic. Want a major color high? This brush will take you there. The amount of pigment that it can pack on is going to leave you shook, so get in there and go for the bold. Bam. So yeah, this one you would definitely pack on the color. So JS12, this is what it looks like. It is the Sport Mode Blender brush, and it is also synthetic. Kick controlled, precise blending into high gear with this tapered brush. This babe is made small, so you can buff and blend with the lightest, softest touch. Oh yes, mama. I love it. So this one I would probably use to really deepen the crease. I would get in there with a darker shade and just really place that in there, and then blend up with one of the larger tapered brushes. So yeah, I think I'm gonna like this one. I don't know what I have in my collection already that is similar to this, but I'm glad to have that one. So we're almost to the end of the brushes, guys. This is the JS13, and it is the Palm Crease brush. It's also synthetic, and this is what it looks like. Bold color and defined lines in the crease. Honey, we're here for it. This brush's soft domed point can totally make it happen and make it iconic. Okay, so maybe I'll use this one to do that with. Either way, I think both of these will do double duty. This one's just a little bit bigger, and this one's just a little bit smaller. So like, it depends on your eye shape. It also depends on the kind of eye looks that you do. You can get these individually instead of in the brush set, which retails for $42, but you can also do it on Afterpay. Keep that in mind. I love me some Afterpay. And then last but not least, we have the JS14 Happy Ending Liner Brush. It's also synthetic. It says, don't let the size fool you. This itsy bitsy brush sure knows how to finish off your look. Whether you're a babe that loves to wing it or you like things a bit dramatic, your liner has never looked finer. So these kind of brushes I tend to save for, look at that tip. Look at that fine tip on that. So these kind of brushes I tend to save for super fine looks. I don't use like cream products for liner. I might try. I might grab a couple different ones to try out and see how this works. I might find a new love. Y'all know I love my felt tip liners. So anyway, and then of course we've got the bag, which is so much to pink about. This sleek legendary bag is perfect for storing all of your favorite brushes and lippies so you can live that luxe life, mama. So the bag, also you can purchase that separately. Down below I'll have the links to everything. And last but not least, the star of the show, the Morphe Jeffree Star palette. You have 30 beautiful shades, lots of shimmers, and I am not going to swatch these. Jeffree did all that in his video, which I linked up there. I'm gonna go ahead and wet the sponge, do my foundation, and then I'll be back and we'll get started on this look. All right, so first impression about this is a big sponge, okay, you guys? Like, this is a ginormous sponge. Like, so just for reference, this is the Beauty Blender and this is the Morphe. So I have a lot of space to work with up here. And I mean, it applied fine. I'm not sure I like this foundation just because I feel like I can still see a lot of my flaws. So I'm going to use my Ulta Matte Eye Primer today. And just to save time today, I'm going to do one eye on camera, one off camera. And I probably will not come back and finish the face and everything like that because we're just testing out the eye products today. Okay, what are we gonna dive into? So because my hair is so highlighter yellow, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do some oranges and some greens. I've got all my brushes pulled out, so I don't remember which brush is which, so I am just gonna grab and go. We might have to dip into the Jawbreaker palette for me to get the colors that I want, because I'm not sure this one is going to have everything in it that I want to use. But we'll see. Before I get started on the eyeshadow, I'm going to go ahead and put some Bake under my eye just so we don't mess up that foundation. So I'm going to start out with the JS5, which is the Crease Queen brush, and I'm going to use the shade Honest Truth. And I'm just going to buff that. Oh, that picks up a lot. I'm going to buff that into my crease. It's definitely more pinky than like an orangey coral that I was kind of going for, but I like the color though, and pigmentation is there. I'm really digging this brush though. I needed some new brushes. I mean, I constantly use my Morphe M503 for like everything because I don't have any other brushes that I like. All my other brushes are just old, ratchet, don't have a purpose really. I'm gonna take the JS6, which is the Rule Blender. I think I'm gonna go in with the shade Channel, which is the shade right here. And I'm gonna use this brush. Ooh, it really does pick up a lot. And I'm gonna go right in my crease. I don't know if you guys can tell, that one's very like orangey, but I don't know if it's picking up orange on the camera. There's nothing on this brush. This is the JS5, the original one I used, and I'm just gonna buff out that edge. I'm gonna go in with the JS13, which is the Palm Crease brush. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Boss Angeles, which is this like orangey terracotta looking shade. Looks very red, but I'm gonna take that right in my crease. Oh yeah, this is the brush I've been missing in my life. Then I'm going to take the one that is similar to that one, which is the JS12 Precise Blending with a tapered brush. It's just the larger version. I'm not going to pick up any product. I'm just going to blend that. I'm trying to use every brush to see which one I like best. I'm going to pick up a little bit more product, see if it... Yeah, this one would be great to diffuse out the line that you just placed. Like, you could place a really precise line in the crease with the smaller one and then buff out with the slightly larger one. I'm going to go back in with the JS5 and the color Channel, and I'm just going to lightly dust that on the edge. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so I'm going to take this big fluffy brush. This is the JS8. And I'm going to go in with the shade 1985, which is a, looks like skin tone to me. It looks like going to be closer to my skin tone. And then I'm going to buff that right underneath my brow. So I'm just going to go back in and I'm going to deepen up the Los Angeles shade that I placed on my crease. Back in with that other similar larger one and buff that line out. Should I do a cut crease today? Do I want to do a cut crease today? I mean, I'm basically doing a cut crease without doing a cut crease. Alright, so I'm going to take some of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer, put a little bit on the back of my hand. This stuff, a little goes a long way with this stuff. We're going to test out this crease brush. Go ahead and place them on my lid. Look up to stamp. Oh, that is so high. I like this brush. So if you struggle with doing a cut crease like I do, get this one. This is the JS10. Makes it a whole lot easier. So I'm going to go back in, since I kind of lost that line. I'm going to go back in very lightly with the Los Angeles shade. So before this sets, I am going to take the JS11, which is the blunt packer brush, and I'm going to take that shade Wand Noise, and I'm going to pack that all over my lid. Ooh, yes. I know right now it looks like one big orange moment on my lid, but I promise there is a color distinction on my lid. In fact, I'm actually going to go in with the... I'm going to go back in with the JS6. I'm going to pick up the shade Calabasas, which is this deeper like burgundy red shade. And I'm going to buff that into my outer V. I think I might want to add a little touch of, hi dude. My looks never end up the way that I envision, like as I'm starting out. My looks never end up the same way. So going back in with some Channel. I'm gonna go in with the shade Honest Truth. And on top of that, 1985. We're bringing all the drama up. We're bringing it all the way up to my brow. This Lemon Drop shade right here, I used it in a couple tutorials ago. I'll link it right here, my monochromatic yellow. Such a pretty shade. I might just pop that on the center of my lid. Yes. that's what I wanted. I think I'm just going to stick with Lemon Drop from the Jawbreaker palette and continue on building this eye that we've created. I'm going to go back in with the JS12 with Calabasas. And under the eye, I think I'm going to place Nate and Wake and Bake. Nate's gonna go on the outer. Ooh, that's super pigmented. And I'm not even gonna clean my brush off. I'm gonna go in with Wake and Bake. I'm really digging this smaller one. This is the JS13. I'm really liking this one for just getting right in there. Right up in there. I'm going with the last fluffy brush that I have not used, which is the JS9. And I'm going to go in with the shade Wow from the Jawbreaker palette. Again, I used both of these shades in that monochromatic yellow tutorial, but really want a yellow moment. So we're going to go right underneath this lower. Ooh, this one's perfect for getting right underneath your eye. I mean, I know that's not what it's for, but like it's doing a good job underneath my eye. I'm going to blend that up into the orange. I'm digging this bright look, so I'm going to go ahead, finish up the face. I'll be back with my thoughts on the palette, the brushes, the sponges, everything. And yeah, see you back here in a minute. Okay, so I finished the face. I did lashes. These are the Black Moon Cosmetics Cancer lashes from July. So if you want to see that video, it's right here. This is the Cancer Color Spectrum tutorial. So final thoughts. I did use the Set and Refresh today. It lingers a little. I did just finish spraying it right before it came back on camera, and not a fan. Not a fan. So if you like the original, please get the original. It still has the same, you know, feel to it. But part of the experience with that, I feel, is one, the fine, ultra fine mist, and two, the scent. The scent of the original is amazing. I almost feel like this isn't as fine, and it gets all over the button. So yeah, hard pass on the Starberry setting spray. I'm sorry, I wanted to love it. I just don't. Brushes, I used almost all the brushes. I did not use the eyeliner brush because I use a brush tip liner. So, do you need them all? No, you don't. But ones I think that stood out the most for me, the JS10, which is the one that I used to create a cut crease with. I needed a good cut crease brush, and if you don't have one, I would highly recommend this one. I like Morphe brushes. Some people hate them, some people love them. The next brush that stood out was the JS12 and also the JS13. So the 12 and the 13, like I said in the beginning, are very similar. This one's just a smaller, more dense. This one's larger, a little fluffier. So these are great for crease work, especially detailed, getting that line in there really, really sharp. I feel like my application today was a lot better just because of the brushes. So there's that. The other ones, all of these really kind of did the same thing for me. So this one to me is like the MAC 217. This is the JS6. So if you have the MAC 217 or you want to move away from the MAC 217 and get, it's still a natural hair bristle one. I really like this one. This one is the JS9 and it's a tapered blending brush, and I like it because you can really get in there, and I got underneath my eye with it really, really well. So I like this one. And then these two are both, this one's a really fluffy brush, so like I diffused the line up here with this one, and then this one I used to blend closer to the crease line. The only one I'd say could live without are these two, only because I do have so many of these angled brushes. I do like the fact that this one is thinner, and it's really, really precise, but I also use the brow blade to really sharpen that line. So I would recommend this if you don't have one already, but if you have a favorite then stick with that. And then this one, I already have brushes like this one. This one I used to pack on the shade on the lid, and I could do without, but I really do like it. It is very similar to the one that I use from Wet n Wild, which is just a little bit taller, but they're about the same. You know, this one's a little bit thinner. This one's also like fluffed out. You know, it's a shorter brush. I do like the longer handles on all of these. I feel like I can get a better grip on them. I enjoy the brushes, and do you need them all? No, but you can pick and choose. That is an option that they've given you. And as far as the sponge goes, this is a giant sponge. So if you're used to the Beauty Blender, this is gonna be a big sponge for you to get used to using. And then this, you don't necessarily need it, but it does fit all of the brushes, all of the sponges, and the setting spray. So yeah, that would just be a good option to use if you like to travel and take your stuff with you. It's very travel friendly. Last but not least, we have the palette. I like Morphe palettes. I have a couple of them. I don't have any Morphe palettes that are just Morphe. I have the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, the original, and I have the James Charles palette, and now I have the Jeffree Star palette. So the palettes that I have with Morphe are all with another influencer. This one, do you need it? I only used a handful of shades in here. If this isn't a color story that you gravitate towards or you like, I would say skip this one and either get one of, you know, Jeffree's other palettes, or, you know, one of Morphe's other palettes. So anyway, guys, I hope that you've enjoyed spending some time with me today. So if you are new here, my name is Wendy, and I make a video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So hit that subscribe button and be a part of the Darling Makeup family. I would love to have you. Also click that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I hope that you're doing well, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.